announcing it, and David Austin coming in through and obviously announcing the deal also today. And the most important bit of it all is that the price. It is something that we've been waiting for hugely, and the price has also been told to us how much Arsenal's gonna hit to obviously pay for this lad known as Bruno Guimaraes there for you. And I'd like to let you know that this video of Bruno Guimaraes to Arsenal, here we go, is powered by Think Landscaping. They design, they plan and transform. That is what they've gonna hit to do into their entire time or in their entire company lifespan there for you. So if at all you have an outdoor space, if at all you have a compound, outside premises, this is the answer. They will design it. Look at those photos. It will give you vibes of really doing the needful to see to it that you improve your area and also really make it attractive. If at all you have a business place, they can obviously make it one of the best in the world to see to it that all goes on well as planned. So, Think Landscaping are the company behind this video. Bruno Guimaraes to Arsenal, here we go. So, let's obviously get to this level. Now, by the time we went to sleep, I told you that we expected the here we go, and it never came in through yesterday night. You remember well? Now, the biggest here we go this season at the club of Arsenal, not for other clubs. Other clubs have gonna hit obviously have some other big here we goes than Arsenal, but for Arsenal, biggest here we go is for Bruno Guimaraes, and here we come for the story. It's who? David Austin. You know, this time round, they almost posted at the same time. David Austin putting up a post at 10:20, and Fabrizio Romano putting it 1 minute later. You understand? So it was like, who types faster? That it was. It was a question of who posts fast. And guess what? This guy known as David Austin came up and told us the following: that Newcastle to sanction the sale of Bruno Guimaraes to Arsenal for £75 million. You understand? Arsenal started lower, Newcastle wanted higher, but compromise in the process of being sealed to grant 28-year-old Brazil international midfielder desire move. Lyon entitled to 20% of the profit, and he said at The Athletic, that is Bruno Guimaraes for you. We are having 100 people watching in live right now. Please go ahead and obviously smash the like button close to 100 times. Let us smash it like no other, because it is really one of those moments that we will always admire. Moments that we'll never forget in here onto the Rokani Media Football. It's one of the biggest here we goes in the history of this channel, and in just 2 minutes we are having close to 100 people watching in through. So that is what David Austin went ahead to put out. Then Mr. Fabrizio Romano said, breaking, Bruno Guimaraes to Arsenal. Here we go. Agreement in place with Newcastle after long talks and personal terms in place with Bruno Guimaraes since July in there for you. Fee worth £75 million. New midfielder for Mikel Arteta has been delivered. That's what we've gone ahead to get in through from a man known as Fabrizio Romano, confirming to us that it's a here we go for Bruno Guimaraes, and he's gonna be a new player for the club of Arsenal this particular season. I see the comment section buzzing. I see everything buzzing like no other. But smash the like button, guys. Smash it like no other. To 100 times. That's where I want to see this like button smashed 100 times. Lego. Big story, and a big story requires some big energy in there for you. I know many of you are like, I'm fed up of this story. Please and please, Rokani, I don't want to obviously see this story anymore. I'm just fed up of this story, and I'm like, please, you don't have any control over these stories. That's what people really do forget. If you don't have control over something, then you have no right to come out and say, I'm fed up of this story. And you just look at the course of the story and really understand that your club is cooking. Indeed, Arsenal was cooking, and finally, they've gone ahead to deliver the food on the table of Arsenal. And who have they? Sorry, what's the menu? The menu is Bruno Guimaraes. And this guy, known as David Austin, has come up and said that the deal has gotten to a common ground at 75 million pounds. Now, you remember when we were told that Arsenal is planning to put in a bid of 75 million pounds. That means Arsenal was like, we are not adding more. We are not adding more money, I tell you. So, the big question is, are they 75? Did they pay 75 million pounds fixed with no add-ons? Right? Did they pay 75 million pounds fixed and add-ons take it to 80? Because in the recent past, we've seen very many people coming out and telling us that the deal is going north of 80 million pounds. You understand? You get? There are those that reported 77 million pounds. Now, we will know later on whether it is 75 with add-ons included, like 70 plus 5 million pounds of add-ons. Is it 75 fixed? Is it 75 plus add-ons? You understand? And how much are the add-ons in there for you? So, it is a very good deal for the club of Arsenal. Now, I've seen people say that if a deal comes in through, right, for Bruno Guimaraes and it's beyond 60 million pounds, Newcastle would have been the biggest achievers. Now, let me tell you. Do you know what they call defending a trophy? Although Pep Guardiola is out and he has gone ahead to leave the side of Arsenal, right? Sorry, even though Pep has gone ahead to leave the side of Man City, right? I want to let you know that this deal of Bruno Guimaraes needed to be done. I tell you. Do you remember in the January transfer window, even when Mikel Merino was there, I was like, Arsenal is one midfielder away to obviously get to those levels that you say that department is done and dusted. Because all of the departments of Arsenal are functioning very well. That is it. But they needed another player who is skilled, who does more than Declan Rice. Because whatever you tell Declan Rice to do for you, Bruno Guimaraes can do it for you. But there are things that this guy has onto his game that Declan Rice doesn't have. You'll agree with me. First and foremost, he's a good mover of the ball. That is it. He's more press resistant than Declan Rice. Switching of the ball, ball over top on either sides of the pitch, he's really deadly. When it comes to line breaking passes, whether they are deep line breaking passes, this guy will obviously do them perfectly, I tell you. When it comes to near the 18 yards box area, releasing players. Remember what he did for Martinelli when they are playing against Japan, that winner? His composure is next to no one at that club of Arsenal, especially those who play in the double pivot. And I think you people have to celebrate, especially the Arsenal fans. Why should you celebrate? Because we've seen Odegaard playing as a deep-lying midfielder, meaning that maybe Arsenal lacked that player who could get that ball from the central defense and obviously connect it to the midfield. Now, if you're having Bruno Guimaraes, he's the main man that will get that ball from the central defenders and obviously do those central axis runs and give it to Martin Odegaard. And now, Martin Odegaard won't have any reason to give for, one, going deep to obviously get that ball from that side. Secondly, from being outside of position where he's required. And this is a fixer of all this. That's why Sandro Tonali would have gone ahead to do the same at the club of Arsenal. You understand? So that is the beauty of the player that Arsenal has gone ahead to get in through, who is Bruno Guimaraes, and is going to be doing that role very, 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 very well. Shielding the back four, the guy does it very, very, very well. And the other beauty that you need to talk about this deal of Bruno Guimaraes is that when Arteta lacked options of right backs, do you know what he did? He first tried it out when he brought in Declan Rice by playing Thomas Partey as the right back. You remember? Now, he has a Bruno Guimaraes in that midfield who can partner with Miles Lewis-Kelly, Martin Zubimendi, all a player called Mikel Merino. Now that means he now has super confidence of maybe saying, let me play Rice as the right back. For example, in the Champions League final, I tell you, if he had Bruno Guimaraes, would have gone ahead to say Declan Rice start as the right back. And I tell you, I don't blame the player called Mosquera, who went ahead to obviously lead to that penalty, right? But if Declan Rice was the right back, that would have gone ahead to come in through. And all else, if he had Declan Rice and Bruno Guimaraes, Rice playing as the first pivot, Bruno Guimaraes playing as the second pivot in that midfield, PSG would have gone ahead to feel the solidness of Arsenal in that midfield. Not so? I think that would have gone ahead to obviously happen right about there. So, for everyone who thinks that beyond 60, Arsenal have been ransomed, I don't think you are ready for the game and where the game is going, because players are going in for that match. Now, Sandro Tonali, they sold him for £100 million. Elliot Anderson, they sold him for £116 million. Now, do you remember a story I ran when Newcastle were like, if Elliot Anderson has gone ahead to go in for £116 million, we also want 100. Even Fabrizio Romano hinted on to Newcastle wanting £90 million. You understand? And Arsenal were like, no, there is a ceiling that we think this deal should get done, right? So, the ceiling was simple, right? £75 million. That's our stance. They were like, the player is turning 29 years of age in November. 2, he's left with 2 years on his contract. If you don't sell him to us, next season, you won't get that amount of money from him. And they were 100% right. They wouldn't get that amount of money from the sale of Bruno Guimaraes, because he would have gone ahead to be on a strong bargaining side. And the club of Arsenal would have gone ahead to obviously be on what we call a weak bargaining side. Because the club of Newcastle would have gone ahead to be on a weak bargaining side. Why? Bruno Guimaraes would be like, I'm not going to sign your contract. And I tell you, at the age of 30, he would have gone ahead to go in for 40. Almost the amount of money they bought him from Olympique Lyon. Because if you are to bring this to speed, Guimaraes transfer fee to Newcastle from Lyon, they paid from Lyon, right? Sorry, fee to Newcastle. It was around £40 million, right? That is it. So, if it was £40 million, you know, when Bruno Guimaraes signed for Newcastle, you understand? That means you would have gone ahead to obviously not make any profit. You understand? Now, this time round, if you bought him for 40 from a side known as Lyon, and Arsenal's gone ahead to give you 75, that means you are making a profit of £35 million. And out of the £35 million, there is a 20% profit for a team known as Lyon. Meaning that £7 million will be chopped off, and you are remaining with a profit of £28 million, meaning that you've gone ahead to get back the amount of money you bought this player for, and you've also found yourself in a position of really agreeing a deal to see to it that he really getting some profit in there for you. And I tell you, smash the like button close to 100. We are close to 200 people watching in through, and only 57 people have gone ahead to smash the like button. Smash the like button like no other. And don't forget to subscribe, guys, because every time you subscribe, you'll see to it that you really get in the best of the best, and you hit the notification bell, because we want to hit 30,000 subscribers on this channel. Please, let's hit 30,000 subscribers on this channel by the end of this stream. I tell you, I know it's really possible. let's subscribe if at all you're watching us for the very fucking first time in here for you. So, I was telling you, Newcastle had to sell because there was no bidding war as anticipated at first, because every club, like Man United, by the way, in March, were like, Casemiro has gone ahead to obviously tell Man United that the perfect replacement for him at the club of Man United is none other than Bruno Guimaraes. You understand? And indeed, Bruno Guimaraes had obviously gone ahead to agree personal terms with the club of Man United. But guess what? United pulled out of this deal. And me as a United fan, I'm really agitated. I'm pissed. Why am I pissed? You can't tell me that a club like Arsenal has gone ahead to complete a deal for £75 million that United couldn't negotiate. You understand? How couldn't United negotiate a deal for £75 million? Manchester United. If you really knew you needed a CDM to replace a man known as Casemiro, how couldn't you pay that amount of money? You know? And when you're playing Arsenal as a team of Man United, I tell you, that will be looked at hugely. And we'll come in here and many of us will mourn because Arsenal's gone ahead to obviously bring in another metronome in that midfield. That's what people are not really putting, like considering, because Arsenal have gone ahead to get another metronome in the midfield. They had Declan Rice, and they've gone ahead to bring in Bruno Guimaraes. And ask yourself, what is a midfield of Arsenal like with Bruno Guimaraes and Declan Rice? Because I tell you, Bruno Guimaraes and Declan Rice are going to be the starting two pivots for the club of Arsenal. That is it. That is it. And Premier League clubs, are you ready for this? You know, sometimes when I'm on TikTok with my fellow friends, they tell me, but Rokani, let me ask you, which team do you support? I tell them I support Man United. Now, why do you wish Arsenal well? I'm like, I'm a man of reality. You get? I cannot come out and obviously start to banter Arsenal, getting in Bruno Guimaraes that, oh, you've been overpriced. Bruno Guimaraes, 28 years of age, turning 29 in November. How dare you go ahead and really pay that amount of money for the lad? I'm like, when was the last time Pep never used the checkbook to win a trophy? From when he came in through till when he left. And for the previous 2 seasons, he was really very aggressive. Do you know that he could bring in players during the January transfer window and go ahead to bring in players even in the summer transfer window? Right? 2024. I think 2025, right? That's when he went in through to bring in like 4 players. Victor Reis, Kusanov, this other guy. They brought in Omal Mamosh, and there is another signing. They brought in 4 players in a January transfer window. Nico Gonzalez from FC Porto. You get? Summer transfer window, he added on the likes of Ryan Chaki. He brought in the likes of Donnarumma. He brought in the likes of Reinders. You understand? That is Pep for you. You know, this January transfer window of 2026, Mark Gehi and Semenyo were into the side of Chelsea. You understand? Then from there, he went ahead to obviously get out of the job. But Elliot Anderson is in. Ayub Buwad is coming in through. And all those players are €100 million players plus. Now, you want to blame Arsenal for getting in a player for £75 million, right? £75 million to strengthen their midfield because they want to win the trophy. And they want to win the Champions League. They missed out on a final last season. And they also want to retain the Premier League. Your brain doesn't work. I cannot come here and really banter Arsenal for what they are doing. And by the way, I would have been very happy for my club of Man United doing what Arsenal is doing. Going in for a man known as Bruno Guimaraes and also chasing for Vinicius Jr., some of the best players in the world. Tell me a team in the world that doesn't see Bruno Guimaraes start. He starts at Barcelona. He starts at Real Madrid. Why does he start at Real Madrid when if they have Rodri? He is a better 8 than Valverde. He's a better second pivot than Bernardo Silva. He's a better second pivot than Camavinga. Name it. That is Bruno Guimaraes for you. Tell me if he doesn't start at Barcelona. Tell me if he doesn't start at Man United. Tell me if he doesn't start at Chelsea. Tell me if Bruno Guimaraes doesn't start at Man City. He does. Even when Rodri is there, they'll obviously say, let's partner Guimaraes with Rodri because of the attributes that he brings on the field of play. And that's the most important thing that people really go ahead and really forget. So, I don't do banter. I don't do banter. When a team that I don't support does things good, I'll be like, I wish my club would replicate exactly what this club is doing. And that's what Arsenal is doing right about now. And we saw Arsenal build this project from way back in the summer of 2020. When they first brought in Magalhaes, they brought in Willian as a free agent. You understand? You remember that summer? You get? And many are not even remembering, what Arteta went ahead to do, his first signings, in 2020, it's Bruno Guimaraes there for you. He came in through. And they also went ahead to bring in Pablo Mari. They brought in Cedric Soares, They brought in Thomas Partey. Right? They brought in Dani Ceballos, extended his loan spell from Real Madrid for a second spell. Alex Sanderson in there for you. So he went on really building. Second summer transfer window, that's when he got in Tomiyasu. That's when he got in Martin Odegaard. That's when he got in Benny White. That's when he got in Aaron Ramsdale. Right? So that is how he went on to build this club of Arsenal. He went ahead to bring in Lokonga. He brought in Tavares, that is for 2021. Now, for 2022, that's when Arsenal really went ahead to obviously step in a gear. Gabriel Jesus, right? Zinchenko, he came in. So, when they did that, they straight away went ahead to compete for the trophy. Guys, let no one lie to you that you can compete for a trophy when you've not gone ahead to invest. That is a lie. Because in the recent past, tell me a team that has gone ahead to win a trophy that has not gone ahead to obviously put in money. So, if my club needs a player, right, and they need to break the bank to bring him into win the trophy, I will 100% support them to do that. Because that's what makes a big club. And why am I hailing this transfer of Bruno Guimaraes to the club of Arsenal? Arsenal was part of the team that wanted Elliot Anderson, and they missed out on him because of the money. Sandro Tonali also, £100 million, wanting a contract of £275,000 a week. Arsenal was like, we're not going to pay that amount of money, and we're not obviously going to be paying you that salary. He ended up at Tottenham Hotspur in there. After him ending up at Tottenham Hotspur, do you know what went ahead to happen? Arsenal were like, let's go in for a player who is in the same levels like you, Bruno Guimaraes. Now, that's what they call a big club. You miss out on a player like Sandro Tonali and Elliot Anderson, you at least bring in a player who is an equal or a better player than him. What is my club Man United doing? See the downgrade from Elliot Anderson, Sandro Tonali, Matthias Fernandes to Yuri Tielemans and Andre Santos. Yuri Tielemans and Andre Santos are good players. They are good players. I like them. But what did you promise us? That is a very big fall. You would have told us that we're not going in for those players. We are going in for Andre Santos and so on and so forth. But the expectations of United fans were held high in the sky, and they thought Andre Santos was coming in through. Something that never went ahead, obviously, come in as expected. So I don't want to come in here and hear from anyone telling me his crap about the price. For me, the price doesn't matter, because who of you, whether an Arsenal fan or a non-Arsenal fan, gets any dividend from the club of Arsenal? Who of you gets a dividend from the club of Arsenal? Come on and tell me, who gets a dividend from the amount of money that Cronkies make from Arsenal? Is there any? The answer is no. So let the club spend money. And you should be pressuring the club to even spend more money. The club is like, I want to bring in Vinicius Jr. You see, I like that mindset. And that's the mindset of winners. Yesterday when I was on radio, I really told people that your sacrifice equates to your success or fruition or harvest. I tell you, a person who is going to have to grow 10 acres of coffee is not obviously going to be earning like that person who is going to have to grow only 1 acre of coffee. Do you know what that means? It means that the sacrifice of a 10-acre farmer surpasses that of a 1-acre farmer 10 times. And if at all the other one gets more harvest and more money, will you come and complain that he's getting more money than me? Look at the sacrifice he put in. Now, the sacrifice Arsenal is putting in this summer transfer window is really crazy. Look at Chelsea. Not in the Champions League. They are bringing in a player for £117 million. They want to bring in Diego Costa, a goalkeeper from FC Porto, who will cost like 60, 70 million euros from that side. Now, if you are a person who is trying to banter Arsenal for buying Bruno Guimaraes for £75 million, football is not meant for you. I tell you, football is not meant for you. Take your banter away. I tell you, the price is okay. In this modern era, mediocre players, banger average players are £50 million. Now, when we start going to class 70, 80, 90, 100, 100 plus, you understand? So don't come out and obviously speak your nuisance here, because this is a super signing. And for you to understand that it's a super signing, do you know what is going to happen when your team faces the midfield of Declan Rice and Bruno Guimaraes? That's when you'll understand. On the bench, they'll be having Zubimendi. On the bench, they'll be having Maz Lewis Kelly. They'll be having Mikel Merino. You understand? So that is the team you're obviously going to be facing. And that's how you'll come up and really understand that, oh, indeed, Arsenal was right. I've seen players, Declan Rice came in through for 105, and people were like, he has been overpriced. Now, is there any Tom, Dick, and Harry who is still saying that, who is still nagging that Arsenal went ahead to pay a lot of money for Declan Rice? Declan Rice is one of the best number 8s in the world, and Arsenal is making world-class players. That midfield is going to be super world-class, Zubimendi. And one thing people are forgetting is, if you bring in Guimaraes, think of the competition that is going to be into that midfield. Mikel Merino is okay playing on the bench, but Maz Lewis Kelly is not okay being a bench player. Martin Zubimendi is not going to be okay for him being a bench player, meaning that those two are obviously going to put in efforts times 100 to come in through and tell the manager that we are better than the double pivot that you first gave your starting slot into your team. And that takes Arsenal higher. Now, if Arsenal won the league with 85 points, are you ready for a team that is going to stretch this points lead to 100? Because they were less than 15 points, and a Bruno Guimaraes into their team and a Zolis solves the equation of not getting in enough goals. Bruno Guimaraes will shield the back four. He's another workaholic midfielder into that team. He does the donkey work, and he also does well going forward. Offensively and defensively, perfect player. He will get you goals, because I told you at Newcastle, Bruno Guimaraes went ahead to score 9 goals and went ahead to obviously put out 5 assists. He went ahead to get involved in 14 goals in the Premier League. Now, if he comes in through and obviously gives Arsenal 15 goal involvements in the season, that is another addition to what Arsenal didn't get last season. Did you see Zolis when they are playing against Girona, and today they are yet to play against another team known as Rio Betis? Zolis, forward going, better, defensively, better. Now, they are bringing players who are solving equations onto what we call the offensive part of the pitch and the defensive part of the pitch. Where are you obviously going to come up and complain about this? So, let's be truthful to this. I'm not a man who does banter. I'm a man who tells you the truth. Bruno Guimaraes to Arsenal is a very big deal that I would love my club to accomplish. Now, Platigol has said, Bruno Guimaraes to Arsenal deal done. Full agreement reached with Newcastle following the verbal agreement between 28-year-old Bruno Guimaraes. £75 million medical has now been granted access to in there for the search for replacement is all underway for the side of Newcastle. So that is the deal of Bruno Guimaraes for you. It's really gonna see people talk lots of things, good and bad, but at the end of it all, Arsenal have finally gone ahead to get their man. Mikel Arteta is gonna be a happy man. Like I told you that Arsenal on Sunday are playing Borussia Dortmund, and if they are playing against Borussia Dortmund, the present that Arsenal is obviously going to be giving to its fans is going to be Bruno Guimaraes. And on Sunday, like it or not, he's going to be holding that shirt at Arsenal. I'm telling you that. He will be that player holding that beautiful shirt of Arsenal, having deal on it, and obviously having the word Emirates better. You know, all Emirates fly better on it. What a signing for the club of Arsenal. And they've gone ahead to obviously impress many. And I tell you, good business done. Smash the like button close to 200. We are having 180 people watching in through, and you guys are not smashing the like button. Smash it like no other. Please do the needful and smash it. Smash it like no other, and no one will blame you for smashing the like button. And continue to subscribe because we need to hit 30,000 subscribers. If you're watching Rokani David for the very first time, please go into the lower left bottom corner, smash the black button that has the word subscribe. After smashing it, hit the notification bell that will enable you get notified every time I upload a video onto a beautiful channel. We are going, and let me get into the comment section because I've gone ahead to speak a lot. I need to hear from you, my people, and see what your thoughts are about this deal, because many of you have gone ahead to do the needful and really put out a very huge call in here. Now, in the comment section, I do have mob of you, but remember, it's better. You should buy super chats because I'm gonna miss out some of your messages. You see that $sign down there? Click on it, add your message, and your message will appear on top such that I don't really miss out on it. When I miss out on your message, don't blame me, right? We do have Ofono Caster. Yeah, it's great signing for Arsenal, right? Ronnie K says, Rokani, we need Spain now. What are you saying? You need Spain now? I don't know what you're saying. Nicola says, glory be to God. Zuma, Richard, good morning, Aradi. Thank you for the update. Arua is watching you live. All right, thank you for watching me from Arua. Inziku Cosmas, nice one. I can sleep every night from today because of this deal. All right. Ronike says, you'll see serious beatings. Obviously, I've told people that pivot of Declan Rice and a man called Bruno Guimaraes. Guys, are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? I'm having Inziku Cosmas. He might be there signing off the season. Yeah, that is it. Lauren says, thank you, RD. In you we trust. Congratulations, the Gunners. All right. Cherotich Ivan, good news. Francisco Olado RD, thanks for the special updates and welcome Bruno Fernandes to Arsenal. All right. Bad says, big up Rokani. Oh, now that Bruno Guimaraes deal is done, Premier League teams are dead. Title to be defended. Come on, you Gunners. Thank you. Then Mugera says, Rokani, thanks for the show. I'm Badru Miki from Dubai. I want to know about Vinicius Jr. Vinicius Jr., today a meeting is obviously going to be held. And after that meeting, a decision will be made on to whether he should be sold or he's going to be staying at Real Madrid. In there for you. Tony Okolo, great news, guys. I'm watching from Nigeria and a diehard Arsenal fan. All right. Thank you, Nigeria, for watching in through. Ronnie K, he's crying. Hippopotamus. Who is a crying hippopotamus? Then Oko Caesar, long live Ateta and Andre Batha. They are doing some good business together. Julius Mukono, congratulations to Arsenal fans. All right. Then Ronnie K, here in Abu Dhabi, Bruno Guimaraes, welcome to Arsenal. Pulse, okay, Rokani, victory at last. Indeed, yeah, they've gone here to get in their man. Then, Man Mohammadi, we want Vinicius Jr. All right, I've told you, a meeting is going to be held in Spain today about Vinicius Jr. Bad says, Rice and Bruno Guimaraes, unbreakable midfield. Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes, unbreakable defense. Zoli, Saka, Gyökeres, unbreakable attack. You've gone ahead to break it very well in there for you. Robert says the Lord has done it all right. Then Geoffrey Niwamanya, thank you for watching in through. I'm having Babangida. Congratulations to you, all Arsenal fans, all right. Then Julius Mokono, my dream is Champions League win. Obviously, it's a very huge addition to Arsenal's blustering of its Champions League. You know, Julius Mokono. It's a very huge addition to Arsenal's chances of winning the Champions League. Obviously, getting him in increases the chances of a club known as Arsenal to lift the Champions League. Because imagine a Champions League final when Arsenal is having Declan Rice and Bruno Guimaraes in that midfield. Just imagine about that Champions League final, I tell you. Because these two are really good. But Bruno Guimaraes brings in or serves a better purpose in a game of PSG because he's a press-resistant player. I was with my friend known as London on TikTok, and I told them that if you remember that chance that Kai Havertz went ahead to miss out, that was initiated by receiving the ball on half-turn by Lewis Kelly in the midfield. Then he ran or skipped past two players of PSG through the midfield. You know what went ahead to happen? You know what went ahead to happen? It was an initiated attack by Miles Lewis Kelly that led to a ball going to Martin Odegaard, from Martin Odegaard to Bukayo Saka, Saka cross, and then I think the goalkeeper collided with the defender, but Leandro Trossard had gone ahead to come in close to obviously put that ball at the back of the net. I think you all remember that. Now, if you really remember that, then you have to also remember this. And what should you remember? You should remember that that's the speciality of Bruno Guimaraes, that he'll get the ball and he'll risk himself throughout the central axis to obviously connect the midfield to the attack. And most of the deadly and dangerous attacks, obviously, are central axis, are central axis driven. Do you all agree with me? They are central axis driven, if you know the game of football. All the attacks that have gone ahead to cause trouble to teams are central axis driven, meaning that Arsenal is going to be having a player through the central axis who will break down any team. You understand? Who will come up and obviously break down any team. So, Bruno Guimaraes in that Champions League final would have been a very important player because that's the player you needed to break the team of PSG. Getting a goal at the beginning of the game, PSG playing high up the pitch, you needed a player who could risk it all. I think Declan Rice is a good carrier of the ball, but his skill set in press-resistant matches, you know, where you have small pockets of space, you know, is lacking. And Bruno Guimaraes is a specialist when it comes to that. And also having a player in the midfield that you obviously have almost your technical are thinking at the same level. You understand the wavelength of your technical thinking at the same level, I think will come out and obviously aid a lot. A player called what's his name? A player called Martin Odegaard. Because if you are playing the midfield where there's lack in quality, certain things don't obviously pan out as anticipated in there for you. So that is it for the club known as Arsenal and improving their Champions League charge. They'll obviously be one of those teams that will obviously break almost every team down in the Champions League. I tell you, I'm saying this, the season is starting with that signing. There is no way you don't give Arsenal the number one spot favorites to win the trophy. You understand? Now, let's go to Bad Says. Now that the deal is done, Vinicius Jr. next. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Ahmedi says, welcome Guimaraes. Robert says, we trust in you, Mr. Rokani. Having Richard, congratulations, Gunners, Arsenal forever. Thanks, Mr. Aradi, for the presentation. I'm getting you loud and clear from Bodaka. Oh my God, thank you for watching it from Bodaka. Then Okwalinga Dennis, congratulations, Rokani. Updates on Vinicius Jr. I've just gone ahead to give it. I don't want to repeat it. Inzico Cosmas, Rice, Bruno Guimaraes in the midfield, both strong. My Premier League is finished after this video. I'm going to sleep. Thanks. You said Arsenal will sign him. Will sign Vinicius Jr. next. Obviously, their second chess. Arsenal, after going in for this guy and getting it done and dusted, they are going in for Vinicius Jr. Chirabo Daisy, what a bargain from Arsenal. Can't wait for Vini update today. That is it. The Vini update is coming in through later. Kutesa Hussein, Rokani, I'm the brother. I hear the most at the table. All right, I haven't gotten what you're saying. Cosmas says, just see the lead singer. All three leaders midfield of Arsenal. We remain with 2 signings. Ambitious says, it's a great signing. Ambitious then says, Rokani, you are the best bro, all right. Then Kamagra Michelle, good morning, Rokani. Thank you for the show. That's what I have been waiting for. Big up Bruno Guimaraes, all right. He has pushed, and indeed the deal has gone ahead to obviously get finished, and he has really put in a lot of effort. Wasika Jimmy, Arsenal midfield is going to be solid. Rice and Bruno Guimaraes, oh my God, all right. Okodel, thank you. Ambitious Dennis, again, Premier League champions. For me, I'm not saying Arsenal are Premier League champions again. I'm saying Arsenal are going to be the favorites to win the league. Odur says, one love Gunners. And Odia Kuboni says, watching from Bugolobi. Moki254 from Kenya. Good morning, already. At least I can breathe now. Glad to hear. Here we go. Yeah, it has gone here to coming through. Bamuise Joseph, Rokani, good morning. Any news from Vinny's camp? I've told you they're holding a meeting today. I don't know whether your ears are shut, guys. I've told you that they are obviously going ahead to obviously hold a meeting today. And what will come out of that meeting is what will come out here and obviously tell you about. Smash the like button close to 200 times, please. Smash it. Smash it. Smash it like no other. Then, Mr. Rokani, I wish we could get Vinicius Jr. All right, that is the next big deal for Arsenal to be done, provided Madrid gives the green light. Don't mention Gabriel Paulista. Baptista, not... That is just... Gabriel Paulista, where from? Paulista? Dennis says, hello, Mr. Aradi. Thank you for everything you are doing. I'm always following your update from Dubai this season. Will be the best for Arsenal. Even another unbeaten may happen. Don't start. Don't start. Those are things that happen once in decades, I tell you. But obviously, they can try to go for the unbeaten, but I tell you it's really hard. Gilbert says, Aradi, we go. Who is next? Arsenal is chasing Vini next. Muhindo Martin, thanks for the update. Stefan says, Rokani, thanks for the updates. Finally, all right. I'm having Mumberi says, Rokani, how far Vini? I told you, meeting in today with Real Madrid. Mokotaron, Rokani, how far with Vini? I've said it. Which stations do you work on? CBS 89.2 every Tuesday, but we are talking entertainment, not sports, right? Josh says, finally, I can take my cup of tea. All right. Gilbert, you're 100%. So next, you deserve an Arsenal shirt. I cannot wear it. That is it. I can't wear an Arsenal shirt. That is it. Guys, be serious. Be serious. You know, I respect Arsenal. I respect you Arsenal fans, but I won't put on that shirt. I won't put on that shirt. You know, I support Man United. And for the respect I have for you, I cannot even come here on this channel when I'm donned in a United shirt. I won't. Matrix. Good news finally. Yep. Then Mugaru Hangura Hangington. Thanks, Aradi, for the good job. Help us and rate Vinicius Junior transfer to Arsenal. Obviously, it's at 50%. That is it. Today, the news we get from the meeting that is going to be held between Vinicius Junior and Real Madrid, we'll obviously see whether it depreciates or appreciates. That is it. Ziwaroni, very true, bro. Rokani. I'm having Ari Hondison. Finally, we got a man. Then Ernest Yo. Mutumba says we are going to concede less goals. Yeah, that is really good because you've gone ahead to add another pivot that can shield that back four and keep your opponents on tender hooks. Nelson says good job. Peter says real back-to-back trophy. We wait and see. This name, Mwamuyimui. I don't know whether I've gone ahead to pronounce your name right. Good morning, Mr. Aradi. Thanks for the update. We really appreciate you so much. Finally, I'm now a happy person. Nelson says, tell us at least Vinicius Jr. I've done so. Robert says, congratulations and we welcome Bruno Guimaraes to Arsenal. Thank you. This is Sopesta, Rice, Guimaraes and Odegaard. That midfield, eh? Just watch out for it. Roma Starbro says, Rokani, thanks for the updates. Rice, Odegaard, Guimaraes. All right. This one is Onibulodola Muimi. Loving you, Rokan David. Thank you. I love you too. Ziwa Rohoni. You are welcome to Arsenal, Mr. Guimaraes. All right. Lawrence Hayes, great signing. Gabriel says, congratulations, bro. Thanks. You are watching from Katakwi. Thank you for watching it through. Oringa, good job. Thank you. Then I'm having Lunguzi, very, very good. Lunguzi from Malawi. Thank you for watching in through. Malawi, thank you for watching in through. David Sozi, thanks, bro, for your time. Robert says, waiting for the here we go for Vinicius Jr. I know that's how Arsenal fans are really crazy about, you know. Before this here we go came in through, they're like, we want the here we go of Bruno Guimaraes. It's in now. They're asking that of Vinicius Jr. Bonya Wilson, Rokani, you are the best football analyst who is not biased. Thank you. Chitayumba says, thank you for serving us. May God bless you. All right. Ajuna Frank from Hoima City, always watching your podcast. Thank you for watching my podcasts. Graphic says, hi, RD, about the deal of Alvarez. How far? Now, for the deal of Alvarez, this is where Arsenal is. The deal of Alvarez, this is where Arsenal is. Now, Arsenal got to understand that maybe Bruno Guimaraes, it might be a little bit harder. And you can get another player, maybe a Dusan Vlahovic, maybe who can come up and obviously do the job for the club of Arsenal. You understand? But if you miss out on Vinicius Jr., who else are you going to get when it's like Vinicius Jr.? Players like Vinicius Jr. are hard to get. Let's all admit. That is it. So, Arsenal look like they've gone ahead to pause a little bit on this deal, and I've gone ahead to see Deco in Madrid to discuss the deal of Julian Alvarez. You understand? So, Atalema Stefan says congratulations. Julius Hayes, hey, this Jacob, we excited, waiting to see him at Emirates this Sunday. He's going to be unveiled to you. Victor Tian, what a boom news today. I'm very excited, bro. Thank you, RD, and I'm waiting for Vinny. All right. Emmanuel says, what is Arsenal? What is Arsenal's chance of signing Vinicius Jr.? 50% chance for now. This is George Sabira. Thanks, Aradi, for the show. This signing makes a lot of sense. I can't wait to witness this midfield in action. All right. Musinguzi says, this is so amazing. I'm so happy. Can't wait to see him. All right. Muhammad Hamidu, good morning, Mr. Rokani. Thanks for giving us the updates. I'm watching live from Nigeria. Arsenal fans, thanks. Kakande Farouk, here we go. Big up. All right. Who else? Many in here for you, speaking a lot about this transfer of Bruno Guimaraes. Now, Arsenal has gotten in their man. That is it. And after getting him in, what next for the club of Arsenal in that midfield? Obviously, Bruno Guimaraes will obviously be unveiled at the play of Arsenal. And then in the game of Como, that's when we'll see how the manager is planning to play Bruno Guimaraes, because when Arsenal play Como, Declan Rice will be back. Obvious, by the way, Declan Rice is coming back this weekend, returning this weekend. And I will see his levels and see whether he'll be good to go in there for you. Zubimendi back this weekend. David Dreyer back this weekend. Mikel Merino back this weekend. You understand? So all those Arsenal players will be back this particular weekend. So that means the manager has to see to it that they work around the clock to be fit. Because the first exhibition match we're obviously watching, where Arsenal obviously going to exhibit what they're going to be looking like this season, is going to be against Man City. Enzo Maresca, my friend Mr. London on TikTok, has always told me that there is no manager that is left in the Premier League that Mikel Arteta will obviously respect. He said the only manager he respected and obviously gave his all was Pep Guardiola. That's what this man is saying, you know? So, as it stands, we wait and see how Enzo Maresca and Mikel Arteta will obviously go head-to-head. That is it, you know? Already, kindly, after meeting, come here and share with us the outcomes, of which I will come. Talking about Vinicius Jr., obviously, I've not for a second you. I've been that one man that has gone ahead to obviously give you the news and information about this deal, and I won't come out and obviously not do you the due diligence to obviously bring you the stories, because you deserve it. Now, Opta Joe have told us the following, because you've gone ahead to bring in a player, and they've gone ahead to obviously come and obviously tell us something special about Bruno Guimaraes that you need to obviously understand. What have they told us? Since making his Premier League debut in February 2022, Bruno Guimaraes has covered more distance, 98.6 kilometers, won more duels, 71, and committed more fouls, 17, against Arsenal than he has against any other side. Meaning that each and every time he came in through to play against Arsenal, he was like, you guys didn't come for me when I really needed you. Now, let me make you suffer. Let me make you suffer from your decision of not signing me way back from Lyon, and you allowed me to come from Newcastle. And the guy has been a metronome into that midfield of Newcastle. And you all know to it that each and every time you went ahead to play him, you know what happened. He pulled out the best of his dirty colors and the best of his talented colors. That is Bruno Guimaraes for you. Big player coming into the club of Arsenal. Welcome Bruno Guimaraes to the club of Arsenal. And he is one of those that is the best in the Premier League. By the way, let me tell you, if you are to count the best 5 players who play in the double pivot in the Premier League, don't you think Declan Rice is among? When you talk about Rodri, when you talk about Declan Rice, you talk about Moise Caicedo, you talk about Bruno Guimaraes, you know? That is it. I think he's among the top 5. That is it. Top 5. And now, Rodri leaving. Oh my God. Arsenal. oh my God, are really going to turn out to be that team. That is a hard nut to crack. But he has gone ahead to obviously cover huge distance. 98.6 kilometers per hour, meaning that when he's playing against Arsenal, he runs a lot. Now, if Arteta can obviously show him this stat and tell him, please, I want you to get this stat and transfer it to every game you're going to be playing at Arsenal. 71 duels. No one is going to hate to win more duels when he's playing against Arsenal than this guy. That guy is special. He's good. And he has committed 17 fouls. By the way, that is really huge discipline, because if he has gone ahead to play against Arsenal, I don't think that he has gone ahead to miss out on games when he's playing against Arsenal. I think because 2022, 2023, that is one game. Now, 2023, 2024, those are two games. 2023, 2024, two games. 2024, 2025, 2025, 2026. You understand? Those are 9 Premier League games. And if Atoli has gone ahead to play 9 Premier League games against Arsenal and he has only 17 fouls, that means in every game he averaged like 2 fouls. So it shows you that when he came to play against Arsenal, he was like, I have to produce a masterclass. I have to produce a masterclass and send a clear message to a man known as Mikel Arteta that you missed out on this guy. And I think he was like sending a message to Edu, you made a very big mistake not to bring me to your team. That is the hugest mistake you went ahead to do. You would have gone ahead to obviously act better. You understand? So that's exactly what was running in his mind, and everything went ahead to go on as planned. So please, the side of Arsenal have finally gotten their man. Now, this is Keith Downey coming in through from Sky Sports, and has gone ahead to obviously tell us the following about the deal of Bruno Guimaraes to Newcastle, as we obviously come to the end of this video, because very soon I'm ending. It won't exceed 1 hour. That is it. He said, Newcastle did not want to sell and were desperate to keep Bruno Guimaraes. If Bruno had said he wanted to stay, Newcastle would have refused any offer from Arsenal or any club. So he's telling us that Bruno Fernandes told the club of Newcastle that he wanted to leave. Attempts to persuade him otherwise and positive conversations were held, but Bruno was insistent. He wanted to leave because he felt this was his last big opportunity to win titles. Obviously, it was his last opportunity to win titles. It was his last opportunity to come in through and obviously play for a big team in the world. That is it. That deal could only happen if 2 things happened. Bruno said he wanted to leave, which he has respectively, and Newcastle sold on their terms, similar to Tonali and Anthony Gordon. That is it. So Newcastle sold on their terms in there for you. And the amount of money they wanted, they got it. You understand? And Arsenal was also willing to pay it, and they went ahead to obviously pay that amount of money. He added and said Newcastle insisted it was their valuation or no deal. They would only deal at a fee which would become one of the highest ever paid in the world for 28-year-old. Hear that? You know, that they wanted to make a record. All right, 28-year-old players who have gone in for huge amounts of money. Let's check in and see. 28-year-old players sold for 70 million plus. Let's see. Let's see. I'm talking about pounds. Anton Griezmann. Oh, they're saying in the Premier League. Ever in the world, we are having Anthony Griezmann, 120 million euros to a side known as Barcelona, you know, is the most expensive 28-year-old player. So that means they're not going to have to make that record. Romelu Lukaku from Inter Milan to Chelsea. He came in through for £97.5 million in there for you. Eden Hazard from Chelsea to Real Madrid, £143 million. Bruno Guimaraes is the fourth oldest expensive 28-year-old player in the world. And he has gone ahead to go in for £75 million. So have you heard that? So Newcastle was aiming for that record, but they didn't clinch it. But being among the top 5, that means you are among the best. You understand? In addition, a deal would only be sanctioned if the situation was handled properly. Iggy attended training camp in Spain. Newcastle feel Bruno has compiled with their demands immaculately. They did not want a repeat of the Isak situation where he refused to train. Obviously, Bruno Guimaraes has acted with what we call utmost respect for his team, known as Newcastle. He has done the best for himself, and indeed, he has left as a captain of a team that has gone ahead to win them a trophy in the very many years they had taken without winning, meaning that a lot of respect is commanded in there for you. So, agents were in between the clubs from the outs hell, but Newcastle refused all pushes, which had begun with mentions of £40 to £45 million in June. Arsenal elongated the transfer by refusing to contact Newcastle for weeks, which Newcastle found bizarre. Newcastle insisted there have been no fallouts and good relations remain between the player and the club. So the player has indeed gone ahead to do himself well. The way he has gone ahead to treat himself has been one of the best ways that Newcastle has ever gone ahead to see. So they had set their terms at which this deal is supposed to happen, and indeed, that's exactly what went ahead to happen on this particular deal. So that's exactly what we are having in here onto what we call the Rokani Media Football. And we've been live for an hour, right? And I think it's high time we call it quits, right? And see to it that we bring this video to an end. Let me give shout outs to the following. Raymond Kangumba. Hey, Giselle does not want Al Ahly. Should have his paperwork sorted right now, and today Giselle be announced and unveiled officially as the manager of Newcastle today right away. Yes. Yeah, he's going to be the manager of Newcastle. That is it. But he's not going to be working with Bruno Guimaraes. Guimaraes is going to be a player for Arsenal. Thanks for the work that he's Nicholas in there for you. And in our Tinder Margaret in there for you. Hello Rokani, thanks for the updating in there for you. Mr. Aradi, I'm hitting for your fantasy team. All right. Thank you. I'll be really updating you about that. Nabs, the king himself. Welcome to Arsenal. Nabs, the king himself. Nabs. It sounds familiar. Nabs, do I know you? Are you the Nabs that I really know? Nabutinda Margaret, this is the day we have been waiting for. I like it when women are really in here trying to push hard. Victor Tian, Arsenal have so far bought 2 captains in different clubs of Rice and now Bruno. And now the leadership goes ahead to obviously strengthen, it's gluing up to that level, Thanks for that highlight. Oduta Paul, welcome bro. Nasif Sentongo, hello Rokani, congratulations for Arsenal. Sozi Jim, what a celebration. So guys, it has been nice having you in here. Raymond Kagumba, Rokani, welcome Bruno Fernandes to Arsenal. This is Raymond. Raymond, thank you for watching in through. And I think we've had the best of the best. Close to 1 hour, obviously talking Bruno Guimaraes and Arsenal. And Aikobua, Filian, we can't wait to see him. This is Wadro Bernard. Hello, Rokani. Any developments from Vinny's meeting? Not yet anything we've gone ahead to get. But I think at the end of the day, we will obviously get to know exactly what has gone ahead to happen. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys, for watching in through. Rokan David remains my name. You guys have gone ahead to subscribe. Let me see how many subscribers now have we got. We are having 29,865, 35 less to clinch what we call the magic number of 29,900. And I told you by the end of today, I want us to have clinched 30,000 subscribers. I love you all. See you when you see me. Bye-bye. And we are returning with more uploads in here. Five-finger salute to the viewers of this channel. But if at all you're watching us for the very first time and you haven't gone ahead to subscribe, please go ahead and really subscribe. How do you subscribe? Lower left bottom corner it is. Smash the black button that has the word subscribe. After smashing it, hit the notification bell that will enable you to get notified every time I upload a video.